There I am. Happy New Year. I hate that I can't tell if anybody else is in here. But let me just look on my YouTube. Hey, hi Kimmery. Happy New Year. Okay, so I guess there's a couple people in here. How's everybody doing? So excited. It's a new year. It's been busy already. How's the bookkeeping coming? How's the end of year coming? There is invite. Copy. Okay, so if anybody wants to join me, there is the link to join me. And let's see, I just got the new workbook up, or this year's version of the workbook up. So it is done. It is up. It's ready for you guys to use for the year. And for those of you that do not know, I am a reseller accountant. You see this stuff behind me, right? I'm legit. I will help you with your reselling and your accounting and your bookkeeping. And I do it myself. So, hey, Rob. Let's see. Yay! I love it when I have faces. Welcome, welcome. Any questions? Did you have anything in particular, or just came on to give me some company? Oh, well, I tried to unmute you, but you have to unmute yourself. Well, glad to have you here. Again, I have got the new workbook up. If anybody wants to take a look at that, I will run through the workbook and show what the new updates are. Not a whole lot of change. I just tweaked a few things. And if you were one of the few unfortunate souls that grabbed it last night or very, very early this morning, then please check your email, go back and download it again before you get too far. I had forgotten to fix the meals. So meals for 2021 and 2022 at restaurants were 100% deductible. As of 2023, we've gone back to only 50%. So I fixed that this morning. So anybody that's getting it from here forward, no problems. You can really quickly check and see which one that you have, whether you, and I'll show you specifically where to look, but you can check and see which one you have. If on the total snapshot page, there is a little meals section, then you're good to go. If not, run back and grab the correct one. So I will share my screen as soon as I remember how to do that. There we go. And run through some of the things that I did in this particular workbook. So if you look at, we'll just start all the way over here at the beginning. So here's the instructions page. If you have questions, please revert back to this page first, this tab first, and see if there's something here that will answer your question. Also, all of my contact information is on this page if you need to get a hold of me. So the next one, this is, you can just ignore it. This is where I make my changes, or basic yearly changes. Average cost of goods calculator. If you choose to use this, then you would put, I mean, you don't have to fill out all the different things. That's up to you how much you want to put in here. But if you put in the month that you've made the purchase, the number of items you purchased, and the total cost of that inventory, you will get an average cost per piece for that buy. Then over here, if you right click and refresh, it will update and give you an average cost a piece for each month that you can then use in the eBay number tracking if you choose. Again, this portion is not required for your taxes. This is a business building tool. All right. On to expenses. So, expenses, like anything else, you've got, you've got all the different things that you have to make purchases for your business, right? So these categories directly correspond to the Schedule C. So you choose whichever category best fits the expense. When you got the download, there was a file that kind of explained, kind of gave a top view of what some of the categories mean. Anything that pertains to you getting your item from you to the customer is going to be with cost of goods sold. So your inventory purchases, your materials and supplies, anything else that might pertain to you getting your item from you to the customer is all going to go in there. For those of you that are in the Reseller Nirvana group, stick your continuing education. I put one specifically there. If you have any other groups or training or things that you do in order to help you grow your business, then again, that's going to go under continuing education. If it doesn't fit anywhere else, then use this itemized category and put what it is over in the why or what. Please remember to type over this first line so that this $250 does not get counted into your expenses. This is just an example to help you, to guide you through using it. So if you see here, if you click in this box, there's a little drop down arrow to the right hand side of the box. And when you click on that, then you get to all of the categories. Okay, not this drop down arrow up here, but when you click in each individual box, then you have the drop down arrow, and there you will be able to choose your category. This is where your receipts go. So this is what you need to keep up with for your taxes. Keep those receipts. Beginning of the year, please remember to keep those receipts. It's very important. The IRS will not take your your credit card statements and your bank statements. They want the receipts. So whether you keep, hi Sally, welcome. So whether you keep your receipts on paper or you keep them electronically or you take a photo, whatever you choose, however you choose to keep your receipts, that's what you need to do. Just be consistent about it. Make sure that whatever you're doing is searchable. Hi, Bobby. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Make sure that it's searchable, because if the IRS was to come and ask you a question and they requested a specific receipt, you don't want to give them all of your receipts. You want to give them just what they ask for. Okay. So if you take photos of it, make sure that you can find that receipt in the photos. If you scan it, make sure you can find that receipt in the file. I suggest that if you're going to scan receipts, that you scan them like by week or by month. I mean, I just say by month. And then that way, if you just go in order, it should be pretty easy to find it. If you have to print out just that page and give it to the IRS if that's what's needed. Hi, Strawberry Lemonade. And Strawberry Lemonade asks, let's see, for swap meet purchases and garage sales, do you make handmade receipts? Yes. So I take one of those little receipt books. I take the ATM receipt that I got when I got the cash out, because around here, some of the thrift stores only take cash. So I take the receipt from the ATM, and I make a receipt. I get the receipt books, and then I write a receipt, and I write, like where I went. If it's a yard sale, and I'll just say yard sale, Annapolis, Maryland, and kind of leave it at that. If it's a thrift store, then I'll put on there thrift store, and I'll put the name of the thrift store and how many items I bought and what the total. So you want to have how many items that you bought and what the total of your purchase is. Then I just keep putting those together until I've used up all the money. Hi, Angela. Welcome. Sally says, would the IRS give a date? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on what their question is. So maybe they're asking you for all of your meal receipts. So you would need to be able to go through and get, or maybe they want, generally speaking, it's not going to be a date because all they're seeing is totals, right? So you want to be able to say, here's all my meal receipts. Here's all my inventory receipts, or whatever it is that they're asking. But you want, what I was talking about before is you want it to be searchable so that you are able to print out what they ask for and not give them, you don't want to give them any information that they did not ask for. Don't ask, don't tell. That's the thing here. If they didn't ask the question, don't give them any extra information. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's see. All right, so again, receipts. This is where you're plugging in all your receipts. Make sure you get them all in there. And that's what this particular live is about, because if you're using this workbook, then it shouldn't take you more than, 15, 20 minutes to enter all of your information for your taxes. So my whole reason for doing this particular call is to give you time, to give you a set time to come on and do that. And then if you have any questions, that I'm here that you can ask the questions, and then get moved on and keep up with it every month. So every month, first Wednesday of the month, I will be on here at noon Eastern time. And if you don't need me and this me talking is bothering you and keeping you from doing that piece of work and getting your accounting done, then just mute the call, but you're here. You can pop in if you need me, right? And if not, then great. You know that you're going to do your bookkeeping on the first Wednesday of every month in the middle of the day, depending on where you're located. So if you're on the East Coast, it'll be at lunchtime. Grab a sandwich, do your bookkeeping. If you're working from home, maybe you grab a drink. Alcoholic or non-alcoholic, it's up to you. I'm starting the new year with drinking water, so I can use all the encouragement I can get for drinking some water. All right. Let's see. Next, mileage. I hope that you all went and grabbed the odometer reading for the 1st of January. You needed it for the end of 2022 and you needed it for the beginning of 2023. So hopefully you went and got your odometer reading. If not, go grab it now. You can probably figure out where you drove the last couple of days. Excuse me. So Bobby asked, does the spreadsheet automatically download file from eBay? It does not. There are too many things that can change and get funky when you have automatic downloads and connections with outside sources. So I've made this to where it's very, very, very simple. There's very little that you have to enter from eBay. So there's really no reason to have it connect. It doesn't connect to bank accounts or anything else. So everything is based around your receipts. So again, mileage, when you do your mileage, what you're going to do is say today, so today is the 4th, and say today we left the house and we went, maybe I need to do, can I do a whiteboard on here? So let me see, present. Okay, I don't see that I can do that. So think of it when you leave the house that you're gonna go in a circle, a loop, some type of geometric figure. But what you're doing is you're leaving your house, you're going over here to the post office, you're going up here to the Goodwill, you're going over here to another thrift store, you're going over here to Walmart, you're going over here to the grocery store, and you're coming home, right? So when you go out to the post office, those miles count. You don't need to keep a receipt for that. It's obvious you got to go to the post office. Then the miles to the Goodwill, Sally, I'll get to that question in just a second. So the next is the Goodwill. So say it's 5 miles to the post office and it's another 5 miles to the Goodwill. And then you went over here to another thrift store and that was another 10 miles. And then you came down here on your way home and you stopped and picked up some pens at Walmart because all your pens ran out of ink all at the same time. And then you had to grab some groceries at the grocery store on your way home for dinner so you can make dinner, and then you get back to the house. So we're going to say that the whole entire trip was 30 miles because all of that was all the way up to the last thrift store was, we're going to say 20 miles, right? Then that last 10 miles to the house, you had to come that way anyway to get back home from your business trip. So whether you stopped at Walmart and the grocery store for personal reasons or for business reasons, it doesn't matter. You just come on back to the house and you count the entire trip. and you would put that over here as 30 miles, and then you would just do post office, Goodwill, and thrift. Thrift 2. And that's all you'd need to do. Okay, so that takes care of your, I'm sorry, I got a foster puppy here and he's making noise. So that's what you need to do for your mileage. So that's why I say that you should use your receipts to enter your expenses, use your receipts to enter your mileage. Generally speaking, we pretty much know where we're going and how many miles it is to get around to those different places. So if you just kind of keep an eye on, kind of maybe keep a log, say, it's 5 miles to the post office. It's 15 miles to this thrift store. It's X number of miles to this other place. And if you do routes that you generally do, then the miles are pretty much going to be the same. But if not, then you can quickly calculate how many miles that was. If not, just jump on Google Maps and put in all your stops and figure out what your mileage is. All right, let's get back over here to the chat. Okay, so if Sally, just reach out to me because I need to see when it was that you made the purchase. If you made the purchase last year, then I sent out emails with a coupon code so that you could get it from Gumroad, and all your updates from there on out don't cost you anything. If you purchased it prior to last year, then I will, let me grab, let me grab the link. I stuck him in the crate while I was on this call. He's not happy. Okay. And the links are also in the description below the videos. So there's the link. And again, once you make the purchase, I will update it every year. You never have to buy it again. So long as I'm living, you never have to, the updates will be there. If something happens to me, I've made it easy for you to update it yourself. But hopefully, I've got many, many, many years left, and you will more than get your money's worth in just 1 year. All right, so let's see. Bobby asks, do you suggest using QuickBooks with this? eBay has it on sale and it seems too complicated for me. I do not suggest using QuickBooks at all for any business. There is a huge learning curve with QuickBooks and knowing how to do journal entries. And what a lot of people do is they just rely on the connections that QuickBooks makes with their bank account and their and eBay and whatever else that they're doing. And then things might get double counted, things might get subtracted. Unless you really pay attention to every single thing that comes into it and audit it on a regular basis, there's just too many moving parts. And my goal with where I am in this business is to make sure that you guys get a really good, strong foundation in your bookkeeping so that eventually when your business grows to where you need to hire out, and I've got options for you for that too. But when it comes time and you need to hire out and get somebody else to do your accounting, you know what it is that's going on in your business. You know how to make sure to keep other people on track. And you know when somebody else is doing something incorrectly, or you know when you need to tell them, hey, I just added such and such in. It's an ordinary and necessary expense for me, so I will be keeping track. That needs to be a deduction on my taxes. So yeah, my mission is to make sure that you guys have the strong, solid foundation to grow your business. Most of the people that I am talking to are in the between stage. They're in the beginning to between stage, right? So maybe you just began your business, or maybe you're in the first few years, you're growing, you're trying to get a handle on how to do things, and you're not ready to spend the extra money that it would cost you to hire out to a reputable accountant, reputable bookkeeping company to keep you on track. So in the meantime, I'm here to bridge that gap for you. All right. Marcia says, Happy New Year. I'm just popping in between appointments to thank you for your help this year. Looking forward to downloading the 2023 version. Thank you, Marcia. I hope you're still here. If you are, hi. And maybe I'll get to see you in the accounting call in the group tomorrow. If not, I will see you around here soon. All right. So be promoted. Let's see. We got be promoted. Rob has a cost of goods question. This month bought 110 items for $100. Average cost of goods is $1. Only sold 50 items that were listed in previous month is $1 cost of goods. What I applied to those 50. So I actually had a similar question yesterday. So if you are using, well, for one, you don't need it for your bookkeeping. You don't need it for your taxes, right? What we're doing is expensing all of our inventory at the time of purchase, and whatever we paid for last year has got zero cost for us this year, because it's all going to be written off on the taxes coming up. So if you're using the eBay number tracking and you're looking for a number to put into there, I would just use your average for the end of last year until you get through the entire month of January, and then you can decide what you want to use for the month of January. But if you're using the weekly eBay number tracking, I would just use your average from the end of last year to start for the first few weeks of this year. I hope that makes sense. And Bobby says, love dogs. Yay. Had to throw that up there. I have 2 pitties, and we foster, and we were supposed to just foster for the over the holidays, but I just can't. I'm just going to have to work extra hard and be extra diligent about my time so that I can keep this little guy until he finds a new home. He's a puppy. He's 9 months old. If you're in the Maryland, Virginia, anywhere within driving distance, check out my Facebook page. There's pictures of him all over it. Or you can shoot me a message. He is from the Humane Society in Charles County, where we got our 2 boys. He's getting along great with the boys. So I've got 3 boys in the house. Actually, I'm the only female in the house. I have a ferret that's a male, my husband, and then the three boy puppies, doggies. So he's like a boxer, pitty, mutt mix kind of thing. And his name is Ghost, and he is just the sweetest thing. He did not know how to snuggle or love or understand what any of that stuff was before when he got here. He does now. He is a snuggle puppy now. He loves it. He just eats it up, crawls up in your lap, puts his head on your chest, snuggles in close. licks the whole face. So yeah, he's great. Absolutely love him to pieces. So I'm looking for a wonderful home for him. So if you know anybody that's looking, and you are anywhere within driving distance to Maryland, please reach out. I will get you the link and their contact information. But just realize that he is on the website, he is a pity mix. So make sure that you're able to have those in your area, whatever. The breed restrictions just absolutely kill me because, like labs and stuff should be a bigger one than pitties. They've got such a great temperament. It's the people. It's always the people, right? Anyway, moving on. Get off my doggy soapbox. So we got the total snapshots page. This is the last page that is well, not quite the last, but this is the next page in reference to your taxes. So up here in the corner, you will when you enter your expenses, you right click and click refresh, and that will bring all your totals of all your receipts into this pivot table. Over here, this is where you're going to you can put in up to 6 streams of revenue. So most of us have eBay as one. And then, Amazon, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, whatever it is that you have going on. If you have another business other than reselling, you can add it in here. If it is not for example, all of my stuff is under one business. It's all under me as a sole prop. I may in this next year divide something up, but currently everything is in the same place, and I'm still doing a sole prop. So I'm considering some changes for this next year, but we'll see. You're going to enter your beginning odometer miles here. If you have more than one vehicle, that's why there is 4 different categories over here. If you have one vehicle, that vehicle ends, and then you buy a new vehicle sometime during the year. Again, there's a reason for having more than one place to keep your mileage up, because you have to keep them separately. So back to the total snapshot. I had to add in, because of the 50% deduction on meals. So I had to make a little change. So if you got it last night or early this morning, go grab the newest version. I shouldn't have anything else to add to this at this point. We should be good for the year, unless they have a mileage rate change or some other type of change. Then that would be the only reason at this point to add anything else in. But you would just, like I said, right click and refresh, and then that totals your stuff up, and your gross total, that is what will all of these 6 forms of sources of revenue will total right here. All of your expenses total here. Your mileage totals here. Your meals, you'll get the deduction. So it'll be the 50% in this box, and there is your net. So whenever you keep up with with your bookkeeping, you will be able to see at any given time during the year, so long as you've got everything entered, where you stand as far as your net. So you'll know, okay, maybe I need to pay some quarterly taxes, or hey, maybe I need to put some money away for quarterly taxes, or hey, maybe I need to look at some tax strategies to reduce my taxes. I'm making more money than I expected. If any of that comes up, just reach out, keep up with videos, things like that, and we will find you ways to help you with that. Okay. eBay number tracking. This page is business building. So at the top, you have your weeks. So you can go in and you can enter your numbers based on that date, right? You don't have to use the weeks. Maybe you're new and you want to keep up and you want to see what the change is each week. Eventually, you're probably going to graduate and just move into the second section, which is do it by month. So when you do it by month, you're going to put your average cost of goods in up here. You have to keep track of how many you're listing a day. So if you are meeting your listing goal every day, then that shouldn't be any issue. If you're not meeting your listing goal every day, then just, keep a little calendar with how many you are listing, or if you're not listing the same amount every day, just keep a little note, some type of notepad, a calendar with how many you're listing, keep up with that, and then enter that in for each month. You get your solds, your sales, all of this other information right here comes from eBay. And there is the link right there. All you have to do is click that link and it'll take you right to that page. You may have to log in. But if you're already logged in, you click that link, it'll take you right to your performance sales page. Then all you have to do is put in the dates for the period of time that you want, and fill in the information, how many you sold, what your gross sales were, what the eBay net is. Outside ship is if you use something like Pirate Ship or one of those other places to handle any shipping that you don't buy on eBay. I mean, some people do all of their shipping off of eBay, and then others, like myself, I do all my domestic shipping from eBay on eBay, and then all of my international shipping I do from Pirate Ship. If you scroll down a little bit further, eBay shipping. So I have my shipping policies set up so that based on what I ship, so if it's up to 8 ounces, it's $4.50. If it's from 9 ounces to 1 pound, it's $6.50, and over that, so on and so forth. So I do this to keep an eye on how my pricing on my policies is paying off, right? So with the shipping going up, we don't necessarily, depending on what you're priced at, you don't necessarily have to change what you're doing. So long as you are not losing money, then you give the customer the best deal that you can give them on shipping, and you can keep track of that right here. So you put in what it cost you, and the total shipping including will come from above, and then what the buyer paid, and then you can see the difference. So you can see what you made on your shipping. So for last year, I made like $3,000 over the course of the year on shipping. That number has slowly shrunk as the as shipping has gone up. But I've been able to maintain my prices. I didn't really have to change anything, and I'm able to give my buyers the best deal I can give them on shipping, and still cover my expenses, right? And still be able to take some of those lowball offers. If you're doing promoted and you don't use the same promotion fee percentage every month, then this is where this will help you just kind of gauge and see. All of this is available. This is available on eBay. You can go look at it. But what I like about doing this way is that I can see month over month over month right next to each other, and I don't have to go anywhere else to look at it. And then the last little bit that I added into this new year's spreadsheet is, if you used my spreadsheet in 2021, there you go. You can put all your numbers in. If you used it in 2022, you can put all your numbers in, and then 2023 will fill in automatically, and you can watch your business grow over 2022. And isn't that exciting? I can't wait to see my numbers be higher in 2023 than they were in 2022. I mean, I had significant growth in 2022 over 2021, which wasn't hard because I was very inconsistent in 2021 and I wasn't great in 2022. So 2023, this is my year too. All right. Home office calculator. I love this little thing. So it really will help. This is the only thing that is not included in your expenses. So this would be deducted from your net when you do your taxes, right? So I added a few things here that weren't on last year's. So they are also things that if you have last year's, you want to go take a look at, so that we can, when it comes time to grab those taxes, we can make sure that you get everything that you're entitled to. So if, for example, home mortgage interest, you may or may not be entitled to home mortgage interest. If you rent, you'll be able to take a portion of that. If you homeowners insurance, renters insurance, any repairs or maintenance. Now the repairs or maintenance, there's rules to all of these things, but I want you guys to capture anything from your home that we may be able to use in your taxes, and that is going to again, there's rules attached to it. I've got the instructions in front of me, but I'm not going to go over them like as a whole. Capture the information. Then when we go to do taxes, because I'll have a live on here and a live in the group to walk everybody through a Schedule C. And then if anybody wants individual help to do the taxes on their own, then you guys can make an appointment with me and we will go through the taxes that way. But all of these items need to be captured during the year so that when it comes time to do your taxes, all the information will be right here together. So if you choose to use someone else to do your taxes, then what you're going to do is you're going to print off this particular tab, and you're going to print off this total snapshot tab. Those 2 pages, you're going to print those off and you're going to give them to your tax accountant. If you're going to do them yourself, then those are the 2 pages that you're going to use to complete the business portion of your taxes. Whether you are sole prop, LLC, S corp, C corp, it doesn't matter. You're going to need that information to complete your taxes. All right. I'm done talking. Well, I'm done going over that. Does anybody have any questions about the workbook and any of the changes that got made to it, or anything like that? If not, just let me know what you may or may not have questions about. We can go over those. And then We've got about 15 minutes left. And then I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get a little bit of work done before the clothing call starts in the reseller group. Great, Sally. Thank you. And if you have any questions, again, just reach out. I'm going to point people to this live call for instructions on how to use it, because I think we did a pretty good run through of what the different tabs are and what they're used for. Rob says, excuse me. Rob says, I didn't quite hear. Are you doing a line-by-line schedule C live, or did you already do one? So I did one in 2022, but I will be doing one this year, both on my YouTube channel here and in the Reseller Nirvana group. I'll do one for both to make sure I capture everybody. So yeah. And then again, anybody that wants to do the taxes. Oh, I use OLT.com. I will post that in here. So I use OLT.com. They only charge $10 for state. So if you don't have state taxes, it doesn't cost you anything because federal is free. Business is free, or doesn't, there's no extra. Perfect. So, I mean, I used to use that other one. I won't mention any names because I don't want anybody to get mad at me and come after me because I'm downing them. But I love OLT.com. I've been using them for 10 or 11 years now, and they've been fantastic. They're easy to use, much easier than the other well-known one. The federal is always free for everyone. State is the only thing that they charge for. And they've been great. The biggest thing with them is, and it's a good thing to be, is that they it can be hard to get into it because all of their security features can make it hard to get into. But once you get into it, it's fine. It just might take, it's like it texts you a number that you then have to enter or something like that in order to get in each time you leave it. But I mean, it's secure. So that's good, right? That's good to have your taxes, your financial information secure online. Okay. What else do we have? Any other questions? How's everybody feeling about their end of year, their December, their overall year? Are you caught up on your bookkeeping? Are you only working on December? Are you trying to catch up on the whole year? Because I've already had those. And for those that gave me a really hard time about when the new workbook was going to come out, and I was like, well, it'll be out by the end of January. So I got it out. I got it out before I said I was going to get it out, because I said by the end of this week. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to find all of you. So you better be keeping up with your bookkeeping. Since I got such a hard time about making sure that the new workbook was out, you better be keeping up with your bookkeeping, because I got you covered. All right, so did everybody get their December bookkeeping caught up? Was everybody too interested in the new version? Rob says, always playing catch up. Resolution for 2023 is to be better each month. Well, here you go. You made it this month, right? Hopefully you've caught up with your Decembers, or at least some of it. Go ahead and get caught up with the rest of it. because I will be doing that tax call. I will be doing at least one of them in February. And I will probably do, maybe I'll do one around the second week of February and then another one around middle of March. So one will be here and one will be in the group. And then that way, that still will leave a whole month before they're due in April. So if you go through 2 calls and you still need some assistance getting those taxes done, we'll have a little bit of time. But I will say that if you're wanting my help to do them, might want to go ahead and what I will do is I will go in and add, because I think it's only up to 60 days right now. I will see if I can add through the end of April some additional time if on my Calendly. If not, just reach out and let's try and get appointments set sooner rather than later. Don't wait till the last minute. I'm always, even though I'm not doing taxes personally, my consults and things like that, I'm always booked solid when it gets, the closer it gets to April, the harder it is to get me. So, and I'm already getting a lot of requests. I started getting requests in December. So let's, if you think you might want some help, let me know. So Bobby says, I was using Airtable from Mercari and Poshmark, eBay by hand. So I've been looking for a spreadsheet like this. Thanks. Oh, wonderful. I don't know what Airtable is. I've never heard of that, but I am thrilled that this is what you've been looking for. My whole goal has been to make sure that it is as simple as possible, that it takes the minimal amount of time as possible, so that you guys will take that 15-20 minutes to get it done and not get behind and keep up with it and be able to ask the questions. Remember, the expenses need to be ordinary and necessary for you in your business. Even though you and I may both be doing a reseller business, an ordinary necessary expense for me may not be the same for you, and vice versa. You may have an ordinary and necessary expense that's completely legitimate for you, and wouldn't be able to use it. So if you have a question, then reach out and ask me. If I don't know the answer, I will do the research. I'm really good at doing the research with the IRS. So I will find the answer for you. But the biggest thing is that it needs to be ordinary and necessary. And you need to be able to explain, if you're asked, why it is ordinary and necessary for you. So that's what the IRC, the Internal Revenue Code, states, is that to be an expense, it's got to be ordinary and necessary. Rob says he's mostly caught up for 2022. Yay! Because I have people that haven't even started 2022 yet. Already have better systems in place for 2023 bookkeeping. Fantastic. Perfect. That's what I want to hear. And whether you use my system or you use another system, it doesn't matter to me. I am still more than happy to help you. I will tell you that things like, QuickBooks, for example. Have I used it? Yes, I've used it. But it's been many, many, many years ago. I don't know the nuances now. I'm probably not your best resource on how to use QuickBooks. However, I can answer other accounting questions. I can answer tax questions. I can still help you keep on track and still help you with strategy. I just can't help you with your choice of software. Yes, continuing education like the group. The group, Audible, YouTube. Like, I use YouTube and Audible constantly to help me stay on top of my education for accounting and taxes and business building and reselling. So they're both subscriptions that I have included in continuing education, as well as the Reseller Nirvana group. Oh, hi, East Coast Poker. East Coast Poker says, I'm switching from one giant shoebox for receipts to 4 smaller quarterly shoeboxes. Progress. Hey, whatever it takes. I'm glad to see that progress is being made, and I don't knock it. Like you said, it is progress. I hope that, I'm able to help you move a step forward and have those receipts entered before you get to the end of the quarter. Then you'll find out that you don't actually need a shoebox. It'll fit in a manila envelope. All righty. What else do we have? Anything else? We got just over 3 minutes left. I got to take the puppy out and then start taking some photos for my listings for the day and be ready for Michelle's clothing call. And if you're not in the group, you need to join the group. If you are in the group, that's a call to go to. It's a lot of fun. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so glad y'all came today. I really appreciate you. If you have any other questions, feel free. My links are all down below in the description. Like, subscribe, share, and no, it's on Wednesdays. So it's today in 33 minutes. No, I'll take that back. It's today in 3 minutes. I was thinking it started at 1:30. It starts at 1 o'clock, and then the jewelry/antique call starts at 3:30. So Eastern time. So yeah, the clothing call starts in 2 minutes in the group. Again, all the links are down below in the description. If you have any questions, my email, my Facebook, Instagram, everything to reach me, any way to reach me is in my link tree that's listed below in the description. I'm so thankful for everyone that decided to come out today, and everyone that is using the workbook. Thank you very much. And I hope to continue to help you grow your business and get your taxes done and your bookkeeping and done in a timely manner. So with that being said, thanks again. And I will see you, if not beforehand, I will see you this time next month to get your January bookkeeping done. So thank you all. Have a great day. And maybe I'll see you in the clothing call.